All right, welcome everybody. We are going to be trying again some Amulet Druid. In case you are not aware of this, I have been streaming this deck. I mean, not that much honestly, but the few times that I've streamed with it, I have done very well with it. I streamed 2 leagues, which is literally all I have played with the deck so far, and it has felt very powerful. We 4-1 the first league, and then we 5-0 the second one, and this was last Thursday. And people wanted to see more of this, so that is what we're going to be playing today. I didn't do any changes besides this. As you can see, we added one Arboreal Grazer over the one of Sakura-Tribe Scout. I don't like this card, but I've been thinking about it. Like the fact that we're playing 28 lands, it kind of sucks with this card. But giving it a little bit more thought, I realized that if we have a hand of any untapped source that produces green, so any of this, whoops, not this one, any of this plus any green bounce land, it would allow us to, or I guess also with any enter the battlefield tapped card, it would allow us to like play Devoted Druid on 2. So that is definitely something that is worth considering. With, you know, if you play the Scout on turn 1 and they kill it with like a push or a bolt or something like that, then you don't get to do that. So that's something that I had not considered before, and I think it's something valuable to be aware of, and that's why I'm giving this guy a shot again. I'm still not a fan of the card, but we're gonna see how it does. Everything else is exactly the same that we 5-0'd with last Thursday. I think that it's very cool that the Devoted Druid plan, it's kind of like similar to the Primeval Titan plan. Like a lot of cards just overlap. Like Druid ramps, and you know Primetime wants you to ramp, so that's cool. And you know you want to play a bunch of lands with both lists, and it gives you a different angle of attack that it's otherwise not enabled in the straight up amulet lists. So I think that the list is very cool. We're gonna be playing it through a league today, and we are still doing the same thing. I saw that in the latest 5-0 dump, somebody basically they 5-0'd with the list that I 5-0'd last week, except that they were playing 4 ley lines instead of the 2 crypts and 2 rest in peace. I insist that ley line is unplayable in Amulet. Some people don't want to listen to me, but that is fine. You know, anybody can do whatever the hell they want. So I still think that the card is just not playable. So, whoops, that's definitely not the deck that I want to play with. All right, back. Whoops, drop. Get our money back, and then we're gonna change to Amulet Druid. This is the one. Yep, this is the one. Okay. All right. Glad that we caught that. Glad that we caught that. Okay, now we can go. I took your exact 75 from the last Druid to a second place finish at a team event recently. Thanks a lot for the content on the list. You are very welcome, Meerkat. Glad that the deck has been performing for you as well. Yeah, like a record of 9-1, it's really nothing to scoff at. Like that is the sample size is definitely very small, right? It's just 2 leagues. But it's definitely something worth looking over, right? I think I'm going to keep this hand. It kind of sucks that we drew our basic, but we'll see. I want to keep this weekend as well with 74. Same MTG, that's awesome. Well, I guess that, you know, Amulet has been giving people a bunch of good results, so I'm very happy to hear about that. And we're gonna see what my opponent does. Ooh, yikes. Okay. So we of course want to find the bounce land here. We might simply be dead, honestly. Yep, we are actually dead. Sweet. Well, that was my bad for being on the draw. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I disappointed everybody. Yeah, that was my bad for being on the draw. I should have known. I should have known. All right. So that's a way to start the stream. That's a way to start the stream for sure. What do we want to take out? We want to take out Pact of Negation. I kind of want to have access to spell Pierce. Not so much Negate, but Spell Pierce is okay. Bujuku Bog can... no, Bog will come out. I definitely want to have access to Crossroads because it gives me white mana for Path. Probably side out one Prime Time. Much could your opponent was a ton. On one to my opponents knew what was up. Nice. If they expected that we're still as successful. I mean, it's still Amulet, right? It's still Amulet, so it's like you're still gonna find some success. My opponent knew about it before the game. During game one, don't think the knowledge changed my success much. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Modern is right now in a very, very hostile metagame, so I do think that it is, you know, it is pretty irrelevant whether your opponent knows what you're doing. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, as my Infect opponent, they know that I'm on Devoted Druid. Good luck, have fun. Sorry, it was pretty good hand versus no interaction. I noticed. I don't think I want to cut Finales. I kind of want to cut the Primetime side of the deck a little bit. I think Devoted Druid is going to be more effective against this matchup. So I think I'm going to try something like this. Maybe I should cut on Amulets as well. Ugh. I guess I'm gonna keep just because I have double path. And I'm going to lead on Canopy. This matchup I got 3 Titans and went full Druid. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Opponent moves to 6 and they kept on top. There's the Glistener Elf. I don't think I want to path on 1 though. I think I'm just gonna play the Vizier and like trade with a pump spell. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. If my opponent wants to like, oh, that really sucks. On the plus side, this means that now I cannot die. So I'm gonna take this. I can't spell. Well, my opponent definitely can spell. They had a lot of spells. Are they on mono green or something? Because that would be very interesting. So we're playing Asusa, playing Simic, bouncing Gemstone and replaying it. Oh, they want to dismember this? Ah, this is great for us. Awesome. Sweet. I think this time I might actually... Like, my opponent now only needs 2 pump spells in order to kill me, so this time I think I am going to block. there. They will Pendle Haven, that's fine. That is not a bad draw. The awkward thing is I'm going to want to do this right like this. And I want to crack right now. So I can leave up double white to double path my opponent's Sync Moth if I need to. And this finale so far can go get Druid. You can get back Vizier if I need to. What's up, Felix? How you doing? Here comes the Ink Moth. Let's see what they do. No blocks. No effects. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we just pass. I think we want to play it easy. I think we're very interested in playing it easy. Alright, they main phase fetch. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. They have to fairy? Oh, okay. They don't. Tuning blue-white at the moment. And how are you finished with the move? Yeah, the move is kind of done for the most part. Okay, that's an Ink Moth. Scale up. This is lethal, right? And it's funny that like this basically did absolutely nothing. That is kind of hilarious. Oh wait, it does? Wait a second. Oh, so this stays? I did not know that. Good to know. Snaphawk with a tier 1 sub for the 7th month in a row. Thank you so much for the continued support. We're not gonna have 6 here. Thanks for teaching how to play the new version of the deck. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Got him. First subscriber of the day. Thank you so much. Sick. So now we're going to have access to infinite mana on my next turn. So I can play the Druid, I can give it haste, I can make 2... Okay, so I'm 1 mana short. That kind of sucks, because that would have been a sweet play. Just like give it the Druid haste and then activate it twice to make infinite mana. That would have been sweet. But we are exactly 1 mana short of doing that. Yeah, good to know that the base power thing keeps the buffs in there. I actually was not aware of that interaction. Okay. All right. So I'm definitely going to play the Druid and attack the Fairy now. Or I could Prime Time. Huh. I think I'd rather just cast it Prime Time, right? Definitely do. Giant. Uncontrollable prime time. Yes. And then we're going to get probably Garrison. They can give their stuff haste. I guess I want to transmit for Ballista. I can do that next turn though. I cannot cast the Druid, unfortunately. I don't care about this guy. Yeah, so I think it's just going to be me developing my mana. And the best way to do that is going to be by doing this. And we're gonna bounce Gemstone and Cavern. And then I'm going to replay the Cavern, which would allow me to pay for Damping Sphere if my opponent is crazy enough to do that. I'm actually not a fan of Titan there. I would have rather just deal with the Teferi and set up a kill. What is the Teferi doing here, though? Epic Kitty Gaming. That is something that you need to... the Teferi is literally doing nothing. Like, they already minused. So this card is not doing anything. All of they have no sorcery speed interaction. This doesn't give haste, so I don't care about that. This explains a lot. My opponent is did a little bit of sideboarding over there. So yeah, I think that going for primetime is definitely the correct line there. Mostly because I don't think that anything else gets added by it. Like attacking the Teferi doesn't progress my game plan, and it doesn't really achieve anything for me. And and the Teferi is not doing anything for my opponent. They got their value. They already bounced my Druid, so I'm going to swing at them. And now we're gonna do Teleria Simic. I mainly just don't want to use Pact for this in order to acquire an anti-mana, since we no longer hold an anti-mana payoff. Playing Druid sets up to win the next turn is the main thing. Yeah, but playing Primetime sets me up to not die. Like, my opponent did show me Dismember already. What if they have a second Dismember and I go for the Druid line and then they Dismember my Druid and now I'm back to square one? They have no answers for my Primetime, and the Primetime helps me to set up either Engineer Explosives or Walking Ballista. So I think it's definitely correct to go for the Primetime there instead of the Druid. So I disagree with you, Epic Kitty Gaming. I think that this was the correct line. It's just a matter of playing around what my opponent could potentially have. And I don't think they have any ways of dealing with this once this resolves. Like, maybe like playing a second Teferi and bouncing my Primetime. That's like the worst case scenario, but what are they playing, like 2 Teferis at most? And if that is the play, then the Druid line is even worse, right? Because now they bounce my Druid again, and I am not developing my mana base, and I'm still as far away as I was before from comboing off. So I still think that going for the Primetime there was the correct line. Any changes on the draw? Did I see anything that might make me want to have access to something like, I don't know, like Force of Vigor? Now that I know that they have Teferi, I am even less interested in having access to counter magic than I was before. So that is something for sure. Like, now that I know that they are, I guess that I can like always negate the Teferi, but negating the Teferi, that means that I'm not negating a pump spell, so I'm still in the same spot. Force does kill Inkmoth, indeed, yeah. So maybe that in and of itself, it's already worth the inclusion over the fourth Primetime, over the second Primetime, I mean. yeah, we're definitely mulliganing this hand. These are the kind of hands, like, let's assume, for you know, just to make an example of this, let's assume that this is a land, right? Let's assume that this was a land, or this is a land, it doesn't matter. If I am playing Scout, this is a snap keep. Because I can go turn 1 Scout, turn 2 Steerings into another land, get value. Whereas Grazer doesn't help me at all in that situation. So that is something, you know, worth considering. And that is like the kind of situations that I'm super afraid of, and why I don't like Grazer as a card. This hand is not great, but hopefully we get access to like a quick combo kill. Don't want that. We are gonna be able to like turn 1 Vesuva, copy whatever they do, turn 2 Amulet into Druid. Hopefully they don't have another turn 2 kill, because that would suck. I guess turn 3 kill would also be really bad for us. At least his Sanctuary gives us path mana if we top deck a path. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Same MTG. That list is actually older, but for whatever reason, like, this is the list. That's the issue. Like, I'm copying the list. You can see that I'm copying the list. Copy, paste, and I press enter, and it just disappears. I really have no idea why this happens. I don't understand what's going on, but sure. That's just... I think I'm gonna go for Amulet here. Their answers are gonna be 2 mana, and if they answer this, that means that I don't die. So that's gonna be good, I guess. But yeah, so I've been having that issue with. Literally the only difference is that I have Grazer in this list, and that list had Scout. That is the only difference. I'm okay with that. I am very much okay with that. Yeah, I'm very much okay with that. This kind of sucks, but hopefully they don't have pump spells. My having a ATB tap land there, it's very punishing, but what can I do? Another Glistener Elf. We're gonna play the Druid, and because we drew another one of this, I think I'm gonna play this and bounce the... I want to have access to the white mana in case I draw a path, and I want to have another green source in place so I can Steerings if I want to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they just have lethal. Feels bad, man. All right, that's literally the only bounce spell that does it, because I can block and stop any other one, but that is the only bounce spell that gives them exactly lethal there. Bad beats. I mean, it's just wow. We would have gotten there. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, just bad beats. I don't think there's anything that I could have done there. Bad matchup is bad. It's kind of tilting that they drew their literal only 1 card out. But well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Ooh. This hand is very tempting, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. All right, here we have a situation where Grazer is actually pretty great. Incubus with that tier 1 subscription. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you so much for the support. It is lit indeed. It is lit indeed. Huh. Why is actually the amulet emote not showing here? That's so weird. I cannot use my own emote for whatever reason. Twitch is weird sometimes. I have no idea what's going on. Like I cannot I cannot upload my freaking deck list. Come on. We're gonna put this on top. That is super weird that Twitch is doing that. Whatever. I think I'm going to. I guess that it's gonna depend on what my opponent does, huh? But I think that the correct line would be to like play these on Beast, and then okay. So we're playing against Hogak. Yeah. So I am going to like play these on Beast. And then play the gemstone. Because if we manage to stare into an amulet, it's so much better. This puts into play tapped. Oh my god, this card sucks. This card is so bad. I thought that it just put the land into play. Wow. Okay, I'm never playing this card again. This card is so terrible. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm never playing this again. That's so bad. Okay, so now they're gonna do their Hogak thing. So they're gonna be able to like get back the crawler and then cast Hogak. Yeah, I don't know. I legit thought that it put the land into play like untapped, but now I realize that this card is even worse than I thought it was. Yeah, this card is just awful. I'm never playing this card again. Don't register this card. Don't do it. What's up, Mick Pick? How you doing? Thanks for hanging out. So Hogak comes down. God damn it. Look at how much better a scout would be right now. Instead of this stupid card. I guess we're setting up for 2 turns. Is that good enough? Probably not. But this turn we can play Ballista. We can hope that we draw into. Nah, but if we draw into a Suicide, it's better to do this anyway. Okay, so we're just going to. I'm gonna bounce the bounce land. This is gonna feel awful if I manage to. If I top deck exactly another bounce land, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Grazer can block here. Ballista can chomp the feeder and like kill the crawler, I guess. Though I think it's gonna be important for the Ballista to hang out if at all possible, so I can stop future potential bridges. I think I'm gonna block it there. That's gonna be it. So if my opponent wants to kill the Grazer, they will need to sack the crawler. they have no way of like burning me out, so I'm taking 10 here, but if I'm gonna block next turn, and it's gonna be like it's gonna save even more damage next turn, and I can still use the ballista to like ping down one of these dudes. That's more dudes. That's fine. Still not lethal. Ugly art carrion feeder. The OG art is so much better, and he also has like the OG frame, which is also so much better. Worst case scenario. Okay, we just pass. I told you. I told you it was gonna happen. What are my options? I can finale for Druid. I think that's gonna be the play. Green, green, 1, bounce this. We're gonna finale for Druid. And this is gonna create Titan mana for us next turn. Do they have Dark Blast? Dark Blast, they don't have Dark Blast, cool. If we do manage to prime time, what can we do? We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We haste, and we're not gonna have enough, unfortunately. Gonna be 1 short. That's a neonate. Discarded, got Vengevine, okay. Advance to Steam Lotus Bloom Titan anytime soon since releasing in the meta. I don't really agree. I don't think it's particularly good right now. Seems pretty slow. Okay, so is there anything I can do here? Block there, block there. So I guess I need to chomp with this. That sucks. Is there any way that I can make this better? Because this needs to pink here. Yeah, they needed to find exactly a Vengevine and a way to trigger it in order to kill me here. Ugh, that really sucks. I guess if I have to chomp, then it's correct to do this. So if they sack, they feed the feeder and they don't kill my Grazer. Okay. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay, so we're in a tough spot here. Definitely in a tough spot. Even if we draw a Sus, I guess that our only out is an amulet. If we find an amulet, we win, which is cool. We need to find exactly second amulet. It cannot be Steerings. It has to be exactly second amulet. That's our out. Second amulet. That's so close, but not enough. 0 power. Again, yet again, if this had been a Sakura-Tribe scout, we would win this game. But it is this stupid, shitty dude. Because we would be able to... I guess we could only be swinging for 16, so never mind. So we play this, play prime time, swing, get Crossroads Kalni. We gain 2, we chump here, we block with the Kalni token, we block with the Asusa, and then we die to Xaxis again. Shit, this sucks. Yeah, but Scout would have died to blocks, but in the early turns, if I had had a Scout, I would have been able to prime time last turn instead of do nothing. So this actually hit me on tempo in a very big way. Yeah, I think we're just dead. I'm just doing this because it's fun. But I think we're actually just dead. Same with this guy. Crossroads Kalni. So we go up to 4, we block here. 1, 2. Yeah, we're just gonna die to Xaxis. Just dying to Xaxis. Oh, never mind. Yeah, they might. I guess they might made a mistake. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Might as well force them to do it. Them shocking here makes me think that they have the altar though, which would mean that which would mean that they just mill me out. But like them getting bridges doesn't really do anything for them, really. No, I was not able to make another plant. I had exactly enough mana to prime time. Well, this doesn't really change anything, I don't think. Like they're just like getting free value. They're just getting free value, but it doesn't change the math or anything. Stupid Gravecrawler being lethal. This guy tramples. That's so absurd. Because if I could just like chomp block it, it would make things so much easier. Gonna lose to Xaxes. So we were either... No, never mind. No, there was no way to make more plants, and there was no way to gain more life. Alright, rest in peace. Stormwood Script, Engineered Explosives, Reclamation Sage, Out with Pact of Negation, take out Prime Times, take out Asusas. This is what we had been doing, right? We take out Ghost Squatter. What did we bring in for Ghost Squatter? I think it was Force of Vigor. Or I think we were bringing in a couple of Paths to Exiles. Yeah, I think that was it. And there was one more cut, which I don't remember what it was. Okay, let's do it like this. The Miser's Path to Exile, don't worry about it. This is my third time playing against Hogak with this list, and all the previous 2 times we lost game 1 every single time, and then we won all the other post-sports game. No, Gaia's Blessings is just so narrow, and I mean, we lost that game. We lost to lethal damage. Like, my opponent didn't mill me or anything, so I mean, what's the point? Also, I'm bringing in Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace and Gaia's Blessing is not a combo. This is a mulligan. This is also a mulligan, probably. And this is a terrible keep. We're gonna keep this on top because I can draw into Tormod's Crypt. Or Bojuki Bog for that matter. Blackened Forest, sure. we have a dark forest. We'll see what my opponent does here. Probably best case scenario would be 2 steerings into Bojuki Bog. Considering my opponent is going for the turn 1 looting. Steerings, Bojuki Bog, Engineered Explosives. Or Tularia West. I guess Tularia West is gonna be the pick because I can play it this turn. I cannot finale for. Never mind. So I guess it's gonna be explosives. It's the only thing that helps me gain a little bit of time. As you can see, the deck in a current build can act as bad shuffle back against grindier matchups. Nah, I don't think I want to put like it's just a bad card, you know. It's just not a good card at all. So, do you have the land, opponent? They do. Damn it. The issue is now, like, if they play a Hogak, like, what do I do? Right? I can't freaking beat that. This deck is so gross. Yeah, this is too late now. This is too freaking late. I mean, I'm gonna play it anyway, right? But it's just too late. Like I now have to beat my opponent's board. And next turn I need to, so I'm gonna take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm going to Finale for Druid. I guess I can go down to 1. Like if my opponent doesn't put any more power in play, I can win. Because I can just like block the Stitcher Supplier. But that is more power. So now I'm dead. But that sucks. Well, that sucks. Also, again, I mean, looking terrible this game, right? But think about like if this had been ley lines, this would have been much like this would have been considerably worse, right? So his ley line would have been much worse. Like having Rest in Peace here gave me a chance, and ley line would have like was I going to mulligan that 5? I mean, I was not going to like mulligan for leyline, right? This deck cannot afford, like it cannot win if it tries to mulligan to leyline. And also, if I had mulligan to leyline, I would have also died to my opponent's anemic beats anyway. So if I EE for 2, I destroy my own rip. If I EE for 1, my opponent still has lethal. So this is not doing anything. I honestly don't know what I'm playing for here. If I get Dust Watch, still doesn't do anything. Yeah, my opponent just says I just need to chomp the Vengevine. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. Can't win. Alright. My 100% win rate against Hogak with this deck has been destroyed. And that is the main issue with the list, by the way, with the Hogak deck, is just you can't easily target it. Like you can try to I guess doing your thing and being faster than them is the only out, and that even sometimes is not good enough. But trying to go for hate, it's not an answer, because they can beat hate, or they are just too fast. They can get under the hate. But yeah, to be fair, it's kind of a complicated deck to play, so having a complicated deck be the best deck in the format, it's fine. On the other hand, when even the complicated deck is like so far above the rest of the format, that is when we have trouble. And I do think that the Bridgebind deck is like ahead of the format by such a significant amount that will need to be banned. This hand is so awkward. It's glacially slow. Playing against... Ooh, okay. So now it's a little bit less slow. Nice draw there. So we're playing against blue-white here. That is kind of a sick draw, actually. My opponent cannot logic knot me here, which is nice. Okay. If they path my Druid, I just let it go and I go get my basic forest. The blue-white matchup is one that got quite a bit worse because of the lack of basics now. Lack of basics really hurts us. No path, okay. My opponent not using their mana is actually so much better. Blast Zone? How could I ever beat that? That is pretty sweet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 1 mana short. What we can do, however, yeah, I think I'm gonna just like play Simic Growth. And I think I'm probably gonna bounce the Gemstone. No, there's no way. No, we're just gonna bounce the Simic Growth again. Finale for 2. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna take the forest from the path. So we can still... I guess we used our land drops, so never mind. Search library. We could get Dustwatch, which would be interesting. I think getting Druid is gonna be better though. Yeah. Pass the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn, if my opponent does not path my Druid, we're actually going to be able to make an uncounterable prime time, which is going to be nice. Oh, you want to path me again? That'd be cool. Yeah, I think Druid might be the way to go, Sean. Wrath, the Fairy Time Raveler. Sure. One thing that is worth noting is I could go squatter my opponent's Blast Zone in order to protect my amulet. That is probably not worth doing though. Just gonna replay my dude. Pass a turn. Now they can instant speed Wrath though. That kind of sucks. One, two, three, four, 5. Cast Summoner's Pact for Primeval Titan. Name Giant. Since we already have another primetime in hand, I think we're gonna go for... but I kind of want to play around this, though. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do Simic Tolaria. Definitely protecting the stronghold is going to be the most important thing. There's a Wrath. As expected. We're going to have mana to pay for Pact. So that's not going to be an issue. The only thing I don't want to see is like a big Teferi or a Jace this turn. That would be pretty backbreaking. That's exactly what I said. That is precisely what I said I did not want to see. I don't think we're going to be able to win anymore now. I think that is kind of GG's. So this card does nothing. I guess I want a redundant Summoner's Pact. Because I cannot make a big enough ballista for it to matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can only make it 4/4. Yeah, it's not gonna be good enough. Fambo MTG, thank you for the follow. I left for like 5 minutes to eat my lunch. What on earth? Yeah, we're dead. We're in a very, very bad spot. I think it's very likely that I will be conceding soon enough. Okay. I guess that's a route to victory. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9. Like somehow my opponent taps out a little bit too low. Those are my outs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They minus on nothing. This is not making me feel good. Definitely does not make me feel good. V-click. Okay. Summoner's Pact gone. Summoner's Pact. They know about the cavern, so they kind of need to counter this, or not. Whoops. Probably going to path this. Smart move, opponent. Smart move. Play Devoted Druid. I expect another Wrath effect right here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Surgical extraction. There's the red. They don't even take their 3 damage. They're like, nah, I'm good. I'm okay with this. I got this. Surgical in prime time. So we're gonna pay for Pact. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we top deck exactly Stronghold, we might be able to do something. We need to attack the Teferi down. I mean, it ain't looking pretty. That part is for sure. That part is for sure. I think we kind of have to play to our outs. So if I transmute for Stronghold, 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna be 1 mana short. That sucks. That really sucks. Really sucks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So our outs are: opponent for whatever reason chooses to not ultimate the fairy. Opponent for whatever reason has no counter magic in hand. Yeah, that. Our outs are gone. Our outs are gone. All right. Well played. You got it. We want Rex Sage. We want this guy. We want 1 engineered explosives, and that's it. We don't want Crossroads. We don't want 1 amulet. Get out of here. This card is so bad. I hate that I'm playing this card right now. I hate it. The reason why I'm setting out in prime time is because I want to like diversify my threats because of surgical extraction. I miss Karn in this matchup. Steering's being able to find like a game-ending threat like Karn is such good value. Sloth bow sucks. Yeah, going down to 26 lands is fine here. Like our curve is like a little bit lower than the regular amulet lists. However, we definitely want to hit every single one of our land drops. Do you prefer the stock HogVine build or Karn version of amulet? I prefer Karn personally. I think Karn and Hive might kind of like attack from very different angles, but oof. No ramp at all, but we're hitting our land drops. Guess I keep, and I'm very sad that I'm keeping. Alright, OP most 6. We want to find amulet. We want to find some form of counter magic. Well, that one counts. Do I jam into Spell Pierce? I think I do. That snap resolved. Bounce this, play Vizier, pass the turn. Looking forward to the counter cyber. Yeah, it's actually very close to being done. I'm just missing all the combo matchups. So we could go for Finale for 2, but that puts us behind the line drop. In this matchup, I hate doing that. So we're just going to play it slow. Very sad that we bottomed that Azusa, but c'est la vie. Swing for 2. Gotcha. So next turn we're going to Finale for 2. And that will set up a prime time for the following turn. Unless my opponent taps out to Blast Zone my Amulet. Sure. Definitely jamming here. My opponent wants to trade this snap for this. I'm game. This is probably going to get vetoed, which it's probably fine. What you got, opponent? Devoted Druid. So here I'm trying to like, if my opponent like goes for a sweeper or something, that would be awesome. So hopefully that's what happens. Maybe not. Blast Zone gets charged. Sure. So that means that my opponent is going to tap out right here. So now my dudes are going to die, and now I'm going to amulet my opponent. I'm going to titan my opponent. Seems good. And it also cost them a land drop. Good times. Good times. Good times. Boros Garrison, Slayer Stronghold. Definitely protecting the Stronghold here. Haste. Go to combat, swing. Yes. Tolaria, Simic. Gonna bounce the Tolaria. Now we're even holding up Spell Pierce. I think we're gonna win this one because it's gonna be hard for my opponent. Like at this point, we're getting to a point where oust. You got it. Where we're probably going to be able to. Oust is second from the top, right? Okay. Second amulet. Sure. The beats. OP goes down to 3. Still holding up Spell Pierce, which is nice. We're drawing a prime time next turn, which is also nice. That's cool. That is awesome. Of course, I'm not piercing a path that's aimed at a plant token. That's not a thing that's happening. And I'm not searching because I know that the top card of my deck is a Primeval Titan, so little interest in not drawing this. We can transmute for Cavern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can transmute for Cavern or for Pact of Negation. Which one's better? I think transmitting for Pact is going to be better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm so stupid. I should have played my land to hold up blue mana. That was so dumb. Yeah, that was a bad mistake. I was thinking about that. Yeah, I also have access to like Spell Pierce mana, and then I realized that I don't have access to Spell Pierce mana. So I think we're still gonna be fine because double amulet is busted, so we're gonna be okay. But that was 100% a mistake. So I have not made my land drop yet. Yeah, I have no mana, so I just bounce the garrison. Yeah, I just bounce the garrison and I just win here. Transmute. For another Summoner's Pact, do this. I'm not transmitting for Ballista because I don't want to show them, basically. And I could have, like... I could have gone for another Primetime, but I would... I guess I would not get got by Surgical, so yeah, maybe I should have gone for another Titan. It doesn't matter. Okay, that worked out. Why didn't Simic Vesuva into Garrison haste him? Because it's the exact same thing. Like there's no reason to not do what I just did, and by keeping the Vesuva in my deck instead of in play, it's much better for me. Anything I want to change? I don't think so. Just pass the turn. That was kind of nice, actually. Like the Devoted Druid plan did work, mostly because it forced my opponent into doing things that they would rather not have done. You can resolve your opt. Should play the gems into Pierce if... Yeah, exactly. So okay, that's what I said. That's what I said, Kurtur. I not playing my gemstone for Spell Pierce was the mistake. Man, do I... That is so aggro. That is so aggro, actually. It's an amulet. Play it. So I'm playing here in order to hold up negate, obviously. If they fill me, it's terrible, but if they fill me, that means that they don't play anything relevant in their turn. So I'm okay with that. Have the amulet deck, but on the meta I really don't like it and don't really know what version should play. Well, Kurtur, we are exactly testing that because of that reason. They know I have no more basics. Maybe they forgot or something? This is the single matchup where it hurts the most to... I don't think I care about that. Especially if my opponent continues to miss land drops. I still don't think I want to tap out of counter magic though. Right. Play Dustwatch and play Sanctuary. Bouncing Gems. What am I gonna do next turn? I think I just am going to protect the Tularia West. That thing, his path is gonna be really good here. It's basically Source to Plowshares with no downside, which is pretty gross. Don't have to ferry. Sweet, they don't have to ferry. I think I'm going to transmit for Cavern here. And then we're probably going to be setting up Cavern on Insect. Snap Opt. It's fine. I mean, I don't love it, but it is fine. As long as they don't find more fields. This is the single card that I'm the most afraid of. Because with only 2 basics. They knew that I'd only have 2 basics from game 1. I also ran out of basics in game 1. Play Druid. And unlike other Devoted Druid decks where there's value in, if my opponent paths the Druid, there's value in like basically killing it in response. In this version of the deck, I'd rather the Druids get exiled because that means that they're protected from Surgical. And I don't think I have no way of, like, the only way of getting it back is with Finale, and Finale also gets it from the deck, so it doesn't really matter. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one more turn. And we're gonna be able to stabilize unless my opponent like does something. It's pretty good. Yeah, we're just gonna name Insect here. So this needs to get answered by a Wrath, obviously, and it stops my opponent's clock entirely, which is cool. They did have the Cryptic. They did have the Cryptic, and they did not bounce my land. That's hilarious. So there's a Wrath, which is not great. It could be worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could Finale. Actually, I think I want a Finale for primetime here. Both of them play into Logic Knot, but using Finale for primetime here means that I don't need to pay for Pact on my next turn. And like starting next turn, my opponent is going to have access to Snap Cryptic, so this seems better. Yeah, there's Force of Negation. Okay, maybe I could have led on Pact in order to bait the counter magic. So 5 mana is Snap Force of Negation. That's important to be aware of. But otherwise we can continue to play it slow. Oh, that's just the fairy. This is brutal. Shoot. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're not looking good this game. This version of the deck is significantly worse than other versions of the deck, mostly because we're lacking, like, our opponent has been destroying our lands much, like, we're out of lands to fetch much quicker, which is very troublesome in this matchup. Should we have considered the finale for 7 to replay Horned Queen? We didn't have enough mana, so that's why I didn't. This is not an awful exchange for me, though. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This the fairy is gonna be an issue. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they had forced the pact, then we would have been able to, like, finale for the prime time, which might have been better. So maybe that was actually a sequencing mistake on my part. I would not be surprised if that were the case. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think there's much we can do anymore. Stupid Teferi is so good against us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could have played that Encounter Ballista for 5 there, but Dan Francisco with the tier 1 sub. Thank you for the continued support. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The support is always greatly appreciated. Yeah, at this point we might... I mean, we already are at the point of no return unless my opponent makes an egregious mistake. Surgical Extraction? Sure. I'm going to be forced into playing this Ballista, though, in order to answer the Teferi. And in fact, I should have probably already played it to play around Vendilion Click. Interesting that they would Surgical the Summoner's Pact. I mean, I guess it makes sense to an extent. I mean, that's cool. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's right. I can't. That is fine, though. I guess I should have bounced the Cavern then. I forgot that I already used my land drop in order to do this. Whoopsie. I should have definitely bounced the Cavern there. That was a mistake. Yeah, because now I'm not going to be able to make an uncontrollable list on next turn. Punts. The punts are strong. Wrath. Verdict. Wrath. Whatever. Snap Surgical. Makes sense. All right, we're gonna make the YOLO play. It's not like we have options. What can these find? Explosives on 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess. It's not it. Definitely not it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if they have Cryptic, I die. But at least this makes not and this makes not and Manalik worse, and Snapcaster obviously. So we can do it for 3 and we can play around. They can not for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess this is the correct way to do it. Holds up Ghost Quarter for whatever reason. Yeah, we're just trying to like stop this Teferi from ultimating because I can't beat that, but my opponent seems to have a Cryptic. Alright, GG's. Alright, not a great day for the Druid version. Classic 5-0 into 0-3. I wish I could drop, but unfortunately, like I've been drafting a lot of Modern Masters, and I'm very, very low on play points, so I could actually use the 50 the 50 play points in order to play another league. But yeah, no, not looking great today. Not looking great, but that's fine. That is fine. On the other hand, I did open a Ren when drafting, so I very easily 3-0 that draft. I got to live the dream of turn 1, play cycle the green cycling land, turn 2 play Ren and 6. That was a good time. I enjoyed that draft deck. I enjoyed it big time. Eesh. So we have an amulet, we have a prime time. Azusa's an insane draw. Druid is a reasonable draw. I think we can do better on 6. Indeed. So now we're 1 bounce land away from having a very good hand. We're really playing against Infect again? Because that would suck. Sweet. This is how we do it. I guess I'm gonna do this on human. Just in case I'm playing like against a Remand deck or something like that. Like this could be teachings, as in fact. It's not Infect. Utopia Sprawls. Okay, so this definitely smells like teachings here. Okay, what is the best way to go about this? I definitely want to play an uncounterable Azusa. That's the easy part right there. And then I think I want to gemstone steerings. Wow, this one is actually tough. I think I'm gonna get this Sanctuary here. Because of the Blast Zone on my opponent's side of the board, it's gonna be really hard to leverage. Probably want to reset the gemstone, the cavern. It's gonna be really hard to leverage the amulets with a Blast Zone in play. My opponent being able to activate it as early as next turn. So next turn we're gonna have access to 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we're gonna be able to finale for a prime time if we want to, which would be cool. Hopefully my opponent taps out here. Okay, so my opponent is playing a Court of Calling, Cursor of Crucifix deck. So I think I like my position here. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, Cavern Giant, 8, Search Library, Prime Time, yes, Garrison, Stronghold. I could go squatter my opponent's field. I could go squatter my opponent's Blast Zone. Yeah, I honestly think I was just going to attack them and kill them. Like, just go for, what's his name? So Excavator seems like it's going to be relevant. Rexage seems like it's going to be worth including. The same thing with Hornet Queen. I didn't see enough about my opponent's deck, but I'm going to hedge by bringing in a single explosives. I don't think I'm going to want Bojuki Bog. I might regret this, but I don't think I'm going to want it. Grazer, as usual, is terrible. They might be playing a combo deck, so maybe I want to have. Actually, I'm going to bring in 2 explosives. If my opponent is playing any kind of combo Kiki-Jiki whatever deck, they are very very likely to have a Giver of Runes now, which is kind of a beating for us. So I am going to sideboard like this. Actually, I don't want to ram it up. I'm going to sideboard like this. Well, maybe I do. They might be playing Knight of the Reliquary, as far as I know. Yeah, so I'm gonna side like this, and I am definitely going to stay flexible for game 3. I want to know more about their deck before I make any final decisions. An easy decision I can make though is to mulligan this hand, because this sucks. So we want to find, not that, we want to find bounce lands here. Waterlogged Grove. Alright, these are some terrible draws here. Very, very bad draws. The plus side is that they're lands, so they could be there could be worse draws. I think I'm gonna lead on this one, because if this one gets destroyed, I don't really care as much. Whereas this one getting destroyed, it's actually a big deal. To be fair, I still have access to ramming up, so yeah, I did bring in the ramming up. Sweet. Okay, this sucks. Of note, they were F6 through their turn there. Ugh. Vomit. Give me my basic forest. The good thing is that now I kind of get to play around stuff. They have a stop in my draw step, which is very interesting. I guess it means that they are playing Vendilion Click in their deck. Nykthos. Okay, so they're playing a blue-green devotion kind of deck. Good to know. So Rex Sage. Don't care about that one that much, really. Yeah, it answers my amulet, but lol. I'm doing a surgical need. Oh, okay. For a second there, I was like, what? I'm gonna play a Susa, and I think I'm going to Ballista for 2, killing the Arboreal here. So the Seattle Magic Fest, I revealed my Tendon Breach. I think it's good now how fast everything is. That would make sense, Bullets Fly. I think that is a very fair metagame call that you're making. You definitely want to be quick in the current metagame. You don't want to be messing around, that's for sure. Maybe this is Acidic Slime? Primal Command. Okay, so this means I kinda just win. What's oh, they made me shuffle. Okay, got it. That makes more sense. So I can do float 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can play a bounce, but that doesn't set me up for prime time next turn. So I could put a counter on this. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. I think just developing my mana is gonna be more important. That also means that my opponent used the Primal Command and they didn't really achieve anything, which is kind of cool for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So like they spent 5 mana and a very good card in order to deal with my amulet. So Nissa, who shakes the world. Whenever you tap a forest or mana, add an additional green. Put 3+7 up to one target non-creature land you control and tap it. It becomes a 0/0 elemental. You get an amulet lands you control have indestructible. So you'll ever never of forest, move them into the battlefield with that shit. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I care about this card. It untaps it? Where does it say that it untaps it? Oh, untap it, yeah. Duh. Duh, it says I have to untap it right there where it says to untap it. It's nice that Nykthos makes no mana still, which is cool. That's interesting. So we play Prime Time. And I think we're gonna do Simic Growth Chamber and Ghost Squatter here. Bounce this and replay it. And we can GQ here. I guess this is gonna give my opponent way more mana though. Damn. So they can do 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can like entwine. And of note, I could not haste there. They can like entwine tooth and nail. So I think actually it gives them, not destroying the Nykthos is actually denying them of a single mana. Which is weird. Turn 3 tossing an Emrakul feels good. I can feel you, my man. Five, six, seven. Elder Scale Worm. Okay. Okay. So I think I am going to... It would be nice if we top deck like Finale or something. Yeah, that sucks. So we can Finale, we can explosives for 5 to kill the Nissa. We can also attack the Nissa with a prime time. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the... This is gonna be like step number 1. They let the Nissa go? Okay. They didn't block, right? No. Okay. Nissa down. What can we destroy with the explosive? Just the one? Summoner Spect. Play Druid. Pass the turn. My opponent's deck is pretty interesting. Doesn't seem to be very good. But it's definitely very interesting. Proliferate EE up to 7. Well, we have outs, right? Like we can combo our opponent out. We can like do the big finale. For game 3, I'm definitely bringing in Path to Exile now that we know that they have this. But we can probably like find a way to answer this in our deck. No, EE destroys each non-land permanent. So yeah, unfortunately. Which is the difference with something like Powder Keg. That's why sometimes you see Powder Keg being played in Legacy over Explosives or Ratchet Bomb. Artifact and creature. Same thing with Pernicious Deed. If your opponent chooses to make their lands into creatures, you can Pernicious Deed their board, which is fun. All right. Opponent deep in the tank. Hopefully they will make a decision today. I don't mind my opponents tanking as long as like they do something. Like if they now go like add mana, entwine tooth and nail, kill you, and I'm like, what? Why do you do that? It's just mean. But maybe they have a tough turn. This is a cool Nisa. I doubt it's good enough for Modern, but it's a cool card. Especially because the plus and the minus don't really do anything. My opponent has 2 3/3s over here that are doing nothing. Well, the attack all doesn't really achieve much, right? Like I guess I just block here, and then take 13 out of 2. If they have a way to kill me for 2, maybe they have their own walking ballista or something. I doubt it, but maybe they do. I think I'm gonna take this, my opponent's tank, as a chance to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Well, they are doing something. Oh, they got me. Alright, I guess they finally made a decision. Never mind then. I will wait. Sorcerer's Spyglass. That is fine. We have Rexage to answer this, so we don't really care. Probably gonna name Ballista. Yep. And now what? Now they cycle, okay. Cycle the other one too, alright. And now what? I think if my opponent swings, I'm going to like trade the Azusa for the Sage. Like this Azusa is not doing anything, and this like takes a little bit out of. Okay. Takes 7. Sweet. Easy. Easy. We need to make the Ballista in 1818. Jeez, that's a lot. Alright, so we're gonna show my opponent that I have the answer to their Sorcerer's Spyglass, and maybe they will concede. Yeah, sweet. Alright, awesome. Alright, on the scoreboard. I will be right back. Going to the bathroom, I'll be back. Favorite creatures in limited? What are those? What are those your favorite creatures in limited? Turn 3 combo with no payoff. Sure. I also like to leave dangerously. Uh-oh. I haven't seen Hatebears scales in a while. Basically, we cannot beat a walking ballista. But if my opponent is not in a walking ballista draw, then we should be fine. Okay, that is fine. I mean, as long as we find the payoff, right? We can still never find the payoff. That's kind of a payoff, alright. We're not gonna be able to haste, unfortunately, but... Don't have a ballista, 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 don't have a ballista. Let's see how many times I can say don't have a ballista. Alright. Alright. No blocks. I saw the line. Cool. So I guess it is technically correct for me to lead on Ancient Steerings. Exactly, because I can find an Amulet of Vigor. So we're going to play the Amulet. Then we're going to put a counter there. Then we're going to do this. Now we can make... So we can swing for 16 here. Yeah, we can play Prime Time. Then we're gonna get Tolaria West plus Simic. And then we're going to transmit for Ballista, and then we're going to win. Turn 3 kill. My opponent saw they saw the line there. All right, sweet. That was cool. We want to bring this, guys, and we want to bring explosives in and Rex Sage. Ooh, Force of Vigor. This is gonna be my first time playing Force of Vigor against this deck. I probably want to shave a couple of prime times. Grazer. This card is so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm playing this card right now. Are you liking this over the build at the moment? Over other builds at the moment? Does the combo ever feel clunky compared to Karn or Hive Mind builds? I mean, as you can see, that if we were playing Karn or Hive Mind, we would not have won that game, but we were playing the combo, so we just won. I think that Modern right now, it's a lot about about being like quick and just like basically presenting lethal. Presenting like something as powerful as this in the very early turns of the game. So okay. I guess my opponent did not want to play anymore. They're like, oh, I'm done with this. You got it. All right. I guess we beat Hardened scales. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, except we're going to go back to Sakura here. I'm never playing the Grazer anymore. That card sucks. Everything else, I think it's fine. I still think it's worth having the canopy over the third basic. Of course, we were very punished by that when we played against blue-white, but I think that's fine. Blue-white and black-green are like the two matchups that really punish us for that. Big question if it's worse when we don't have the combo in hand. Well, yeah, because the Druid is not like the Druid is. The good thing is that the Druid, which is like the half of the combo, is taking the space of Scout. The downside is that there are a lot of matchups where Scout is very good, like against black green if they don't kill it immediately, against blue white, same thing. Like in those matchups, we actually want to have access to Scout, and Scout sometimes makes a lot of clunky hands into very good hands, which the Druid doesn't necessarily achieve. So that is the thing, and that is mostly what we're losing. Yeah, it's an excellent hand. Turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Azusa, turn 3 Primetime. And the good thing is that we can, like, even if our... hope this is Ad Nauseam and not something like Cheerios. I would be very sad if we're playing against Cheerios. Please don't let this be Cheerios. Ugh, this is Cheerios. This is totally Cheerios. This would be a matchup that is much better, having access to Karn. Path. Alright. Maybe it's just like blue-white with Seachrome Coast for whatever reason. What? Oh, it could be like spirits or something. Ooh, this is actually kind of brutal here. Yikes. Wow, really punished. Super mega very punished. Let's canopy. I mean, just pass a turn. Not much we can do. Seachrome Coast into plains, and then Field of Ruin get more plains? Oh. So this is what's up. Fortunately, I'm top decking like a real player here. I am not playing Primetime there, obviously, because it would mean that I don't get to fetch, and then I get got by Path really bad, so... Not very interested in doing that. That's cute. Whoa. The no attacks. Why didn't we play Bounce Land before we saw Arbiter? Because I'm playing around future Field of Ruins. I don't understand the question. Is that what you're asking? Like, we saw Field of Ruins, so I don't want my opponent to like destroy another Bounce Land, putting me even further behind on land drops. And yes, Mac Metcalf, this is mostly a reaction to Hogak for sure. Is Blackberry with Layla's worth it? No, I don't think. I talked about this a couple of times already. I don't think that ley lines are playable in Amulet. The cost is just too high, basically. In short, do they enter double tapped? No. So we're going to do this first. So now we got the Arbiter covered, and we're just going to double Primetime them. That's cool. Amulet untaps Primetime. Sure, you got it. Oh no, my Primetime won't get to untap. That's hilarious. So here we get double Simic. Simic. Now my opponent is actually tapped out. 2. Makes a lot of mana. Transmute. Summoner's Effect. Cast Summoner's Effect. Unless they have Force of Negation, they should be GG's. This just cracks me up. This just cracks me up. No, I did not want to Titan on that turn, Mikpick, because I would not have been able to fetch anything. So it's not particularly good to Titan if you're not getting lands, and then your opponent to Amulet's so broken. It kinda is. Maybe. Huh. I definitely want like 1 or 2 packs, but no more than that. And how do we want to sideboard here? Are you gonna give the Upsal threats list a try? Devoted Titan with 3 Karn? I don't think I will be. If somebody wants to donate for me to play it, I'll do it, but I won't willingly play it. I don't think it's... Like, it seems like it's trying to do... That one does seem like it's trying to do way too many things at the same time, and it's not gonna be good at doing any of them. Just like, playing less than 4 packs in an Amulet deck is just wrong to me. Like, there's no way that... Like, we're a deck that wants to see Primeval Titan literally every single game, and just like even with 11 prime times, sometimes we fall short. I don't think I ever want to play anything less than 11 prime times. I just need to feed 2 high minds. Yeah, just like go for the overkill, huh? I feel like we want to shave on one of these. I think it's gonna be -1 prime time. Because the Devoted Druid part is going to be so good. And I think against this version of the deck, I am going to take out 1 land. Usually I want to keep as many lands as possible because of they go really hard after your lands. But maybe in this situation it's fine. I want Scout, I maybe don't want a Sousa. Now the question is, do I shave a Vizier or a Dust? I think I'm just going to shave a Finale. This seems so expensive in the face of Lone Arbiter. Yeah, I don't think I can keep this. I do think I can keep this one though. Yes. Yes, I'm very much, thank you. Sakama will find room somewhere. Giver of Runes. Yeah, this card is legit. This card is legit. Double other car wastes. Yeah, that's pretty good. Teehee. I mean, I can't answer that anyway, but it's kind of funny. So we're just going to like play EE on 2 and immediately crack it. I could also path the Giver of Runes right now. I think I like this better though. It's such a beautiful thing how clean it is that we have a 1 and a 3 and we're still able to like EE on 2 to destroy the Arbiter. It's just almost poetic. Almost poetic. Let's see what they got here. Second Arbiter, that is kind of brutal. Yep. Grafdigger's Cage. Resolves. Resolves. So I think we just develop our mana. Because we're 1 mana short, like, because my opponent can give this per white, so we can't path it. So I think that we just develop our mana here. And hold that path to exile. And then we attempt to prime time next turn. Grafdigger's Cage does not seem very good against us. You got it, Thalia. Now what? What's your last card? Unsettled Mariner. Whenever your opponent you control becomes surrounded, your opponent control counters that spell or ability. Okay, so I guess we're going to Path the Giver now. I guess it doesn't change anything. I do think I'm interested in Pathing the Giver though. Because they don't get to fetch. And I will need to like get rid of that card at some point. Take 2. And now we should be able to win easily from here. Two. Bounce. Pay. 2 more. Primeval Titan. Yes. Stronghold Vesuva. Copy this here. Teethworm with that Twitch from sub. Thank you so much for the continued support, Teethworm. Oops, welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. And we can force some chumps from my opponent. They just concede. Yeah. I think it was better to just go for like explosives on 2 and leave them on 0 cards. Didn't draw Lavinia, probably GG. I don't understand. How does Lavinia help them? Lavinia literally would not have done anything. I don't think they know that Lavinia is actually non-creature. Right? Am I correct? Card Lavinia. That's the 2, right? Yeah, I don't think it does anything if I'm correct. Okay, so we're gonna keep this. This is a turn 1 Colony Garden, turn 2 Devoted Druid, turn 3 question mark. It's probably what, Hogak? This seems like a fine hand against Hogak. It definitely is Hogak. Yep. Yeah, I could like stare there. There's kind of no way that that's the correct play though. I think trying to set up for a turn 3 kill is going to be considerably better. And I don't think that this is a game where I am sacrificing my own Devoted Druid, so I'm just going to F6 here. Darn, it stopped specs, but they had Thalia play, so we wouldn't even counter the specs. Yeah, that's some synergy right there, huh? the awkward numbo of Lavinia plus plus Thalia. That is kind of hilarious. Okay, so I guess they're gonna probably cast Hogak this turn and attack with Divine. And if they attack with Divine, I think I just chomp with the plant. Like it's not really getting any better. Like this plant is not gonna do anything more than stopping like 4 damage. So just like taking the gain 3 here seems fine. Hogak is very, very dumb. Yeah, I agree. 1, 2, 3, 4. But if we find a Vizier, we just win. So that's funny. Vizier? Finale also does it. Boom! Play to your outs, they said. Play to your outs, they said. Play to your outs, they said. It's a percentages game, they said. Okay, so let's just pact for the Dust Watch. Hopefully they will concede. We got an unconceding opponent. I mean, if you're playing Hogak and you like don't concede to your opponent's combo, like, what kind of person are you? Let's see if they are reasonable people. Such a waste of both persons' time. Are they hoping for me to misclick? Okay, my opponent says that they will concede to the Ballista. Which is choosing to be very low in my deck. Oh, come on. There we go. Got it. Thanks. Alright. Turn 3 kill, no big. So we've been doing this. We shave prime times. We cut a Susa. We bring this in. We bring in a Rex Sage, we take out Ghost Squirter, we take out Pact, and we bring in a couple of Path. Yeah? Is that correct? I think this is how I've been sideboarding. What was the last card that I've been cutting? It's not the Scouts, not the Amulets, not the Pacts. Maybe just the Rex Sage is too slow. It's kind of a nice one to have access as a one-off though. I kind of do like the Sage. Oh, because the last time I sided up this card, the bad version of this. But this one is just fine. Just like the one path. Susa's out, Raminab out. Alright. Yeah, so in the Hogak matchup, the primetime plan is actually very like slow. It is very hard to like get there before they actually kill you. So we are kind of shifting gears to like becoming a devoted druid combo deck with a little bit of interaction in the form of Rest in Peace, Tormod Script, and like one path. I guess Engineered Explosives is also interaction. So this is the plan that I've been using against Hogak, and it's been okay. It's been decent. But yeah, this deck is like very experimental, to be honest. So like nothing is written in stone with this deck. So I'm just trying things out, and this plan has been like reasonably good. It has been giving me giving me some reasonable success. I don't think this hand is gonna be good enough, so I'm gonna mulligan. Same with this one. This one I will keep though. This one is hard. Uh, so the thing is that Steerings can find Bujuki Bog and Tormod Script, so that's why I'm thinking about this one. Am I gonna have enough time though? Like if I think I'm gonna play Amulet on one, but if they answer my Amulet, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I don't think I can play around my opponent like answering my stuff though. But if they like Ingoture my Amulet on turn 2, I'm super mega archy dead. I do think I need to Amulet on 1 though. Take 2. Here comes the chewer. No, okay. Okay. Gonna play Colony and play Devoted Druid. The fact that Bujuki Bog doesn't really do anything on this board makes me so much less inclined to go for that as my play this turn. I can kill the Devoted Druid at instant speed if my opponent manages to like get a bunch of bridges in the graveyard. Of course, I'm not like actively looking to do that, but if it comes to it, like if my opponent is presenting lethal with a bridge, with an altar, then I can have that as a shitty form of interaction, I guess. I think I'm gonna play around Dark Blast and I won't block. I'll take the 1 point. Alright. They sacked Neonate for basically no value at all, so that's good. That's good. That means that they're missing pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Altar of Dementia. Okay. We can go with Rex Sage next turn if we want to. I think that Primetime is going to be the play though. They sack the Crawler, loot nothing of relevance, and find no Bloodghast, which is actually pretty relevant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we have Primetime Mana next turn. So if we don't die here, I think we're going to win. They don't sack. Okay. Summoner's Pact. Primeval Titan. Cast Primeval Titan. The Suva Stronghold. Unfortunately, I cannot bug them. I mean, it's not like they have anything relevant over there. So I guess bugging them doesn't really matter that much. So I guess I'm not going to win this turn, because I need to pay for Pact. If I didn't need to pay for Pact, I could like get Canopy and Simic Growth, bouncing the Stronghold, and then what that would allow me to do is it would give me like 5 from the Steerings plus 1 in order to find a Tormod Script, or I could simply just bug my opponent, which would also be reasonable. As is, I think I'm gonna be forced into getting Gemstone plus Simic Growth, because I don't want to die to my Pact if my opponent answers my Devoted Druid. So yeah, we're gonna go for that. So they're gonna take 8. I can still die from this board state, by the way. In fact, I should have probably gotten double bounce land there, because it makes. Okay, that didn't matter. But it would have made explosives a potential out, because I can explosives my opponent's board and they cannot like go off with their mills. Yeah, that kind of sucks. All right, they're worst. I can definitely die from here. I can die to get him milled. But I think I beat everything else. Oh, they just have the Hogak. Yeah, so I'm definitely dying to get him milled here. I mean, I can still answer the bridges, so there's that. Alright, no bridges. That's good. That is very good. Probably gonna get back a couple of crawlers. Yeah. That's really boring. That's what I was saying. So they sack that one. That's fine. Cool thoughtseize. That's 1 crawler. That's 2 crawlers. Also no Vengevines, which is great for me too. Here comes the Gak. Again. And at this point, my opponent kind of has to go for it. Still no bridges? Wow, that's great. Still no bridges. Only a single Bloodghast. Yeah, unless they have a land, they cannot continue going off. That's it. Okay, still no bridges. And I'm presenting lethal next turn. So they need to kill me right here. Another Hogak and Wismare. Wow, they really diluted their deck with Wismare, which has 0 targets currently. I hate this deck so much. It's honestly kind of ruining the format a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But it feels very good when you get to beat it. Like this. Also, my opponent kept 7. It's so interesting that my opponent kept 7 when they don't really have a lot happening right there. Why would they keep 7 if they were missing so many pieces? Yep. Sweet. Opponent could just be new to the deck. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But they seem to like keep a kind of a sketcher over there. Like they just die without doing much. Like I won at 17 life with a turn 4 prime time, which is like not particularly broken or anything. I guess it was turn 3, never mind. Yeah, maybe. Like they milled 16 and they found no bridges. I mean, we did have the onboard answer to the bridge anyway. And that is yet another reason why I think that this is the version that is the best against HogVine. But yeah. Coert. I guess we keep. This hand is very bad against blue-white or something like. Ooh, we're playing against Gutshot Me. Light up the stage. Oops, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so we're playing against Mono Red Phoenix. Yeah, so this is a matchup where the Druid plan is actually very bad. So before we had an example of a matchup with, like against Hogak, a matchup where the Titan plan is not particularly good. Here we have an example of a matchup where the Druid part is not particularly good. So we're gonna lead on Stirrings. Try to find another amulet. And now that we did, I think that we're going to set up the kill for next turn. So we're gonna hope that we're not dead this turn. Stirrings into T-West, sure. So if we don't die, we're going to win. We're gonna play the Dust Watch to like chomp the Blizzard Wheel or to gain 3 because our opponent has to bolt it. But I think that trying to percent lethal next turn, it's just gonna be better. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be easy. Actually, maybe it's not that easy. So, yeah, it's actually not that easy. What is the best way to do this? We can pact for Asusa. That would mean that we have 1, 2, 3 mana. 3 plus 8 is 11, so we are exactly 1 mana short. Exactly 1 mana short. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, never mind. We have Tulare West, so we can double prime time here. So we packed. No, we cannot double prime time. Never mind. We're gonna be exactly 1 mana short of double prime time. Damn it. We're 2 mana short on every way. Ooh, that's not bad. That's a great line, Siren. That's a really good line. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pact for Titan, play prime time, get 2. Yeah, that is the one. That is the one. Awesome, Siren. That was a very, very good line that you found there. gonna do this. We're going to pact for Primeval Titan. We're gonna play Primeval Titan. Yes. We're gonna do Simic Sanctuary. Boom, 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 boom. Bounce this, bounce this. Finale for another Titan. Search library. Primeval Titan. Trigger, yes. Bodos Garrison. Slayer's Stronghold. Now we get to haste both of them. Haste there. Haste over there. Bounce this. Go to combat. Swing for 16. We're definitely gonna double strike here. Sanctuary Gemstone. Float red. Float red. Green white. Green white. Fetch, yes. Sun Home and Crossroads. Sweet, turns rekill. Ah, double amulet, you make me so happy. Bye-bye pact, getting Tormod script. Do we want rip against this? I think we do want Rex Sage, mostly as a hedge against Blood Moon, which is likely-ish for my opponent to be playing. Finale MVP, for sure. The fact that Finale costs exactly 8 mana to get a prime time instead of 9, which would have been the Tolaria West. Because we were 1 mana short 2 different ways, which is kind of brutal. But the finale came in handy there for sure. Yeah, they played looting. That's why I'm assuming that they are in Phoenix. I wonder if I want Rest in Peace though. Or Tormod script. I don't think I want to be playing that game though. Scout can come out. That's like this snap that off for sure. We can take out Cavern. I guess Ghost Squatter. I know that we can like destroy our own land, but this is like such a brutal matchup though. If they show me Blood Moon, I'm definitely bringing in Force of Vigor. Just having access to an answer to Moon that we don't need to have a basic in play for, it's pretty huge. We're gonna shave 1 prime time. Shave on the Ballista. This card is not very good in the matchup. Maybe shave on the Vizier. Actually, I don't think that yeah. I think I'm just going to shave on the Vizier part of the deck. I think I'm just gonna basically have Devoted Druid as a green source under Blood Moon that can be easily killed by a bolt, but sure, whatever. And I'm gonna have 1. Yeah, just like this. There's no way that I'm comboing with Vizier. That's just not happening. It's just not a thing that will happen. Yeah, I'm snap keeping this. There's many ways that this hand that things can go very bad for us, but this is not a good matchup, honestly. In fact, it's pretty bad under most circumstances. So I'm usually more. I tend to keep sketchier hands against bad matchups, if that makes sense. And I'm definitely, this is going to be a full value Azusa, by the way, if my amulet doesn't get answered, of course. This is going to be a full value Azusa. So I'm going to, they found a mountain and a weird, okay. I wish I had a way to use that. I don't, unfortunately. So we're gonna play Azusa, and then I think I could finale for 2 and go get a Druid. If my opponent answers both of my cards on board, then I'm gonna be in a really, really bad spot though. The question is basically, do I want to play around Blood Moon or not? Because the way to play around Blood Moon is to go get Druid this turn, because the Druid will be my green source, and then I can pact for Rex Sage and destroy the moon. This is tough. The problem is if my opponent has double Lightning Bolt, and they like bolt my Azusa and they bolt my Druid, then I pretty much just lose the game on the spot. I guess if they Blood Moon me, I also lose the game on the spot. So, not the best place to be at. We're not in a good spot here. I think it's more likely for them to have double Lightning Bolt than for them to have Blood Moon. So I'm going to go for this. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Okay, that is fine. As long as they don't moon me, I'm okay. Okay, sweet. So that means no moon, which is good for us. They are indeed playing Phoenix. Phoenix confirmed. Yikes. 3, 8, so that's 11. I guess I chomp one of these. Brutal. Can't cast this. Alright, so I died to many things here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I died to land plus bolt. It's a land. Do they have the bolt? Yeah, they do. Okay. Womp womp. I think I want to keep this sideboarding just the same. Maybe I should have one prime time, one less summoner's pact. Something like this. Double green on finale was pretty painful there. But there was no way for us to like sequence or place in a different way. Again, we could have gotten Devoted Druid. That was our out. But without an amulet in play, we really didn't have ways to use our Azusa in a profitable way, unfortunately. What's up, Epilol? How you doing? Maybe I should have taken all the damage. Yeah, maybe actually it was correct to take the damage. Ugh, so close. Okay. This is a rough hand. At least we have the crossroads. Hopefully it helps us buy time. What do I keep on top? Yeah, I guess I keep that one on top. We're gonna need a prime time in order to win this game anyway. Okay. Turn 1 Crossroads, turn 2 Sanctuary, turn 3 Asusa. Get value. Again, as long as we don't get mooned. That one's not horrendous. So we play Asusa, and we're gonna play the T-West first, and then the Capital Crossroads. Of course, making sure that we sequence in order to get the most value from the Asusa itself. There's some Morphos. Bounce Land does not make any... Okay, that is actually great for us. Sweet, that was very good. That one is not so good. All right. Play Amulet. Play Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Soul Scar Mage is fine. They bolt my dude. I think I path my guy in response. Which gives me access to the second green that I need to cast the prime time. Take 4. Primeval Titan. Yes. Garrison. Vesuva. We don't have a looting, which is great for us. Bounce here. Go to combat. Attack. Yes. And here we're gonna do... What are we gonna do? We can do double bounce land here. What can we transmute for? We can transmute for explosives on 1. Thanks to the Asusa, do we have enough mana? That's gonna be the question. So I still have a land drop to give. Still have a land drop to give, so I can get double Simic, pay 3, play the Asusa, play bounce this. I have 1 mana floating, pay 2 more to just beat. I'm 1 mana short, so I guess it's gonna be better for me to make Kalni tokens. Yeah, for sure it's gonna be better to make Kalni tokens. And are Kalni tokens better than gaining life? That is the other question. I think that they are. Mostly because I'm at 7. If I were at 6, I would be very, very interested in gaining life. But because I am at 7 and I'm not dead to... So we're gonna do Crossroads, gain 2. Play Asusa. Play Simic. Bounce, and I think I'm gonna gain 2 more. Alright, sweet. No packs to pay for, that's nice. They play a land and hardcast a Phoenix. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. Whew! Yeah, that's what I thought. That is what I thought. Alright, 3-0. Oh, 3 into 2-3 into 3-0. Man, this deck has this deck has some swings. These leagues have some serious swings. Does this hand do anything? I don't think this hand is very good. This one is better. We are on the play. An ETB and tap land would be nice. Scout equals wins, kinda, right? To be fair, the Sloth was terrible. I did not know that that card was so bad. I thought that you just like put the land into play, but you put it into play tapped. That's terrible. That's so bad. Awful. Sloth is awful. Yeah, I think we bottomed that one. We want an ETB untapped land or an amulet, so I can play the Druid on 2. Is our opponent playing main deck Leyline or? I'm suspecting my opponent might be on Neoform. And then they chose not to reveal the Chancellor because they don't have a turn 2 kill. Never mind. But it was stuck into the pregame effects thing. Bottom top, that's scary. That is real scary. Yeah, that's a terrible draw. I guess it's not like terrible, it's just very bad. I guess it is the Neoform deck. The Soul Read. The Soul Read. Is there any way that we can pay for Pact? No, there is not. But if the Druid survives, we're gonna be able to. Well, I mean, it's going to survive. We're playing against Neoform. I guess they're missing one piece. Or maybe they were just like missing land drop and they had Eldritch Evolution instead of the other thing. Yep. There it is. We have 5 mana, but we don't have double blue. If they had been a semi-growth chamber. Damn it. Alright, well we can't pack, so I'm just going to F6 here and just look at how my opponent kills me. I'm proud of my read though. That was a good read. Find the shoal. We could pact starting next turn, but not here. I'm so sad that this is a deck. They've really been messing up Modern. This deck being a thing sucks. Hogak being a thing obviously sucks. It's just not fun gameplay. That's why I basically only play Modern when I stream nowadays. When I'm not streaming, I would much rather play play Legacy. Now we're just f6 because, well, my opponent could whiff here somehow, or they could mess it up, and we're just like, we're just like, you know, doing this kind of thing. I guess this is pretty good for chat interaction though. So if anybody has any comments, any questions they want to ask on chat, this is the time. This is the matchup for your questions to be asked and answered. So yeah. Fire away. Fire away. Also, my opponent is pretty slow with the deck. Let's do a little bit of thinking about what we're going to be bringing in. We're going to be bringing in Paths. We're going to be bringing in Pierce and Negate, and that's it. That's all we got. Sadness. Yeah, yeah. The fact that the London Mulligan also is like confirmed that that is happening means that there's no way that this deck can be a thing. Only 2 forests, does that ever feel bad? Yes, Modgal, yes, it does. It really does. In some matchups, it's really painful to not have access to the full 3 basics, but it is a concession that we must do in order to add 1 extra white source in order to be able to cast our resting pieces from the sideboard in time. If you're not playing resting piece in the board, then you can play a 3rd forest instead of the Horizon Canopy that I'm running. But because I choose to go with resting piece, then I need to make like some concessions, you know. Do you like green white or green white splashing red or black for Maverick? I like straight up green white. That is my favorite version of the deck. I think that the consistency in the mana base is very good. This is the list that I've been playing for quite a long time now at this point, and it has been it has felt very strong. The only thing that I consider is having access to engineered explosives against something like Dredge or something like that. It can be relevant to be able to like swipe your opponent's board of like, you know, 2 zombies or whatever. So that's one of the things that, you know, it's relevant. But yeah, I think my opponent figured it out. All right. They got there. Okay, Path to Exiles in. Spell Pierces in. Ballista. Probably need to keep the Ballista. I don't think there's... I guess... Maybe I should keep Pact of Negation. It's just so slow. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to be playing this. Okay, let's go with this. I have played against a fair amount of back to basics, but it's not so much about back to basics. It's the fact that like even the blue-red Delver decks are playing like the full places of Wastelands. So it's more about playing around Wasteland than back to basics, honestly. And just having access to like the two basic forests and the 2 basic plains is very nice. I have not played against the mono red prison deck in a long time, against like Moon Stompy or something, so maybe that's a consideration. The 2 canopies have also been kind of nice. We can always, you know, cut one of these if you want to. Like if you're splashing black, you definitely need to not be playing this. The list that won the Legacy playoffs, I think they were splashing black actually. What do you think about the current Devoted Amulet version? I don't want to try it out, basically. I am not willingly going to play that one. I think it's trying to do too many things, and it's not going to do any of them very well. And it's one thing to have access to like different angles of attack, But like, why do you need a third angle of attack? That seems like overdoing it, and you're missing out on consistency. Like the fact that you're shaving one Summoner's Pact, it's just it literally makes both of your other plans worse. It makes your Devoted Druid plan worse, and it makes your Primetime plan worse to have access to one less Summoner's Pact. So that in and of itself, I'm not excited at all about, and I don't think that Karn adds that much. So I'm not at all interested in that version of the deck. So we have Path, but no access to white mana. I think I'm gonna million this. Okay, this is better. It sucks that like I need to be like I'm going to need to tap out for off path on my second turn in order to like, you know, make my land drops. But yeah, bottom that for sure. We want to find like any untapped land. That's the number one thing that we're looking for here. It did with one game versus E-Tron. I mean, E-Tron is like, we have so many ways of beating Eldrazi-Tron that I'm not concerned at all about the E-Tron matchup. The Druid part of the deck is great against E-Tron, and the Amulet part of the deck is great against E-Tron. So I don't really want a third part of a third angle of attack that is also good against E-Tron. I never consider Eldrazi-Tron in my whenever I build my Amulet decks, because I don't think that it's... to be fair, I do think that the deck is now much better than it was. I'm gonna give it credit. That like I think it's considerably better than it used to be. Okay, sweet. Tap out and hope. That is the plan. So hopefully my opponent has a turn 3 and not a turn 2. But we cannot afford to not play a land and, you know, like not do anything. That's just not a thing that we can afford to do. So if we do manage to untap, we might be okay, but I doubt that we will. My opponent going in the tank does not make me feel more excited about my situation. Yeah, definitely not excited about what's going on here. What do we want to find? Like a negate or something like that? Spell Pierce. Not looking great here. Can we not slow roll, please? Sweet, we untapped. Crazy. Alright, that's Watch Recruiter. Go! Summoner's Pact. Creighton01, thank you for the follow. Okay, there's the rider. Okay. There's the Neoform. And we're definitely pathing here in response to the first Grazer activation. This will force my opponent to draw 7 again, and they need to like find either a Pact of Negation or like some way of like winning the game without this draw 7. But yeah, this is what I got. F6 and pass the turn. Okay, I guess they're gonna have a lot of draw 7s available to them. They already had it. Bad beats. They're gonna get to draw 21 before the other draw 7 resolves. But yeah, this is what we had, so all right. Okay, so I think that they got it. As long as they play correctly, because they cannot like draw everything, I don't think. Because they have this draw 7 on the stack, and if they mess it up, they're gonna like deck themselves. Like if they draw too many before playing a live man. So what do you think they're gonna ban if they're gonna ban this deck? Probably the Rider. Like this card is not playing fair. This card is very much not playing fair, so this is probably what goes. You can still play like Neoform in some like value ways. Same thing with Eldritch Evolution, so I think that you can just like ban that and move on with it. Just make Modern a better format. But yeah. It's funny when people were saying, no, but Force of Negation got printed. This deck is not gonna be playable anymore. It's just like, that's not how it works. That's definitely not how it works. When you're playing Legacy, in Legacy, most of the decks in the format, or at least half of them, are playing blue, right? So because half of them are playing blue, you get to like Force of Will. It's a real check on the format, right? Here, the only decks that are able to play Force of Negation are like Blue-White Controller, Merfolk, or something else, maybe Spirits, which is, if you add everything up, like 10% of the metagame, 15 at most. And that's not enough to keep in check a turn 1 deck. That's just, it's just not okay, right? So that's what I think it's the main issue. Yeah, okay, so my opponent lost the game. And this is what I'm saying. You know, my opponent did not know that now the draw 7 is on the stack, so they're gonna lose the game. And like they spent literally 8 minutes going off in order to lose the game, and that's why I didn't concede, because I knew that it was a very real possibility, and as you can see it, I won. So this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't like this game. It's just not good gameplay. It just sucked. That just sucked. That was just not fun for me. It was not fun for my opponent because they messed up and they lost the game, and it was not fun for you guys at home either. So it's just not okay for this to be a deck. It's just not fine. Like I won and I feel bad about it. I literally just won and feel bad about it. It's just frustrating. For the record, they were going really slow. Yeah, I know, but they must be new to the deck. That's why they lost to like their own Grazer brand trigger, right? They didn't realize that the trigger was going on the stack and that they were going to need to draw 7 before they actually get to play the lab man. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't think that this deck is okay. I mean, it just sucks from a gameplay perspective, more than from a brokenness perspective. Yeah, but Grimtone, like, think Simian Spirit Guide is fine. Like, you can do some cool stuff with Simian Spirit Guide. Like, you could, like, Ad Nauseam will die without Simian Spirit Guide because they just cannot win anymore at instant speed. So Yeah, but that is the issue. Like whenever you have a Grazer brand, like whenever you're playing a game with Grazer brand, you're going to like you're drawing like my opponent drew what like 40 cards that turn. You're going to play it slow because you have a lot of game actions, right? Like you just have to like go and you gotta click your way back and forth through the hand in Moto and try to find the card that you need to do. Then you need to go back and exile the other card to the Nourishing Shoal. It takes time. So it's not only that my opponent might be pretty new to the deck, but it's also the fact that just like by design, it's just the way it goes. You know, there's not really that much. You cannot like speed it up by that much. Do you think this is the best iteration of Amulet? I don't know. 31 This is literally my 4th league. I 4-1'd, 5-0'd, 2-3'd, and we're currently 3-0. So the record overall is pretty good with the deck, but it's definitely this list is very much because this list only exists. Let me put it this way: this list only exists because Hogak is a deck. If Hogak were not a deck, and it were not like a very very big percentage of the metagame, I don't think this version would exist because there is just no need for this version to exist, if that makes sense. But because Hogak is a deck and the Devoted Druid angle of attack is so good against them, then this version gets to exist, basically. But yeah, I don't think that this is like a strictly better version of Amulet or anything like that. Moving into 5. Moving into 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. I would love for us to draw like Gemstone Mine into Path and then winning again. That would be hilarious. Do you think something out of the Hogak deck needs to get banned? Yes, I do think so. I do think so. Something from this deck too. But this one is more because of the Hogak deck, because I think it's considerably better than everything else that the format has going on. And I think that it is by a lot. I think that the Hogak, if the Hogak deck is like, it's in a tier of its own. I think that it's in a tier of its own. And I think that everything else going on in the format is just strictly worse by a fair amount than what the Hogak deck is doing. Can you imagine if we had drawn like Tulare West into Spell Pierce or something? And then our opponent pacts and they go for it. That would be glorious. Mull to 0, win. What? Why? 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 What should be banning Hogak? I think that Hogak is fine as long as you don't have Altar. I think that if you can treat the Hogak deck like an aggro deck and you can attack it with like Surgical Extraction and stuff like that, I think it's much better. It would also just like the Hogak deck, for example, automatically makes Dredge like an unplayable deck. Because, like, I mean, what are you doing playing Dredge when Hogak is a thing that you can do, right? Why did you move yourself out of this game? Because I didn't find a non bounce land hand until I was down to nothing, right? Like I literally every single card that I mulligan did not have. It was like the 7 was a very slow hand that would have died to this, and then the I'm just gonna give my opponent the win. Like I'm just done playing that match. I'm not. It's not fun. It's making my stream less fun. There's like really pretty much no value in that match. So I'm just gonna move on to the next one. So yeah, all of the hands that I mulliganed had bounce lands in them and no non-bounce lands. The only hand that had non-bounce land was a 7, which had 2 Tuleria West, and I think a Semi-Ghost Chamber, and it had no interaction, and it had no way to win quickly either. So I thought that I could do better on 5 or 4, but I didn't. Okay, I think I can work with this. My opening hand does have Canopy there, yeah. If there was a T-West here, I would pick that, but because there isn't, I'm gonna pick the Walking Ballista. Let's see what we're playing against. Opponent moves to 6, and they bottomed. Playing against Hogak again. Okay, that's interesting. So I have enough lands to cast a prime time even if I draw an amulet. What I'm trying to think is whether do I want to play the Scout here, or do I want to play Ballista on 1? Ballista on 1 is interaction in case my opponent kind of goes off on turn 2, because it can exile bridges at instant speed. I think I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, I could have kept the 1B region. It was just whatever at that point. Like, I don't think what that does. Nate Reno with that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold for the 4th month in a row. Thank you so much, Nate Reno. Nate Reno. What makes the Devoted Druid so strong against Hogak? The fact that they don't have interaction, and it's a game plan that can actually race them. That's basically it. Alright, so we're gonna get Hogaked. Yep. Honey, they cannot attack with Divine, so they don't need to exile the Gravecaller if they want to. I think we might still be able to win somehow. How do we win? It involves drawing like Druid here. Okay, prime time. That's prime time. One, two, three, four, five, six. We're going to flash in the Scout after blocking. Flash in the Canopy with Scout after blocking. Yep, they found a bridge. They found a bridge. Unfortunately, I don't think I can make the first move. Because they're gonna be able to get the Revenge Vine back anyway. I guess I'm gonna make the move now. It forces them, by making the move here, it forces them to like sack the Hogak right now, which means that it's going to be what am I trying to say here? He's gonna have Summoning Sickness next turn. That's what I was trying to say. So they can still bring back the crawlers here, and after they bring back the crawlers, they can swing with the vine. Carrion Feeder. That's interesting. Why wouldn't they play out the Gravecrawler there? Okay, whatever. Eight, 12, 15. I guess I might as well chump block next turn. I don't think it makes sense to shoot the scout when the ballista itself it's going to be fine, right? It's going to die and it's going to trigger the bridges. So EOT, we're going to flash in the canopy. They don't have the bridge engine going. So I think, what's Primetime gonna do? How do I win here? Can I win here? I don't understand why they did that. They literally would have had more power if they played out the other Gravecrawler instead of replaying. Oh, I misplayed. I should have. Yep, that was bad. It's probably not gonna matter, but it was still a misplay anyway. How do I survive here? I don't think I can survive. This stupid guy has trample. Really? You needed to give this guy trample? Like, it wasn't broken enough already. You also had to give it trample. This is a blank. Bujugi Bog doesn't do anything. Can I stay alive? I block here. Yeah, but if I stay alive, there's nothing that I'm playing towards anyway. Got me. Got me. Okay. We do this, we do this, we do this, and this. Take these out, take these, this, this. We played so many times against the Hogak matchup that I got the whole thing memorized by this point. It's just the Hogak world, we just live in it. Just the Hogak world. Alright, can we 4-1 after our 3-0 start, where we're gonna have the extremely sad 3-0 into 3-2? We've been in this situation before, though. We've been in the situation of losing game 1 against Hogak. Come on, bring it on, opponents. Bring it on. Turn 2, rest in peace on the play. Come on, come on, we can do this. Turn 2, rip. Turn 2, rip. I really wish we had access to a couple more white sources. This is such a low count. Yep, this one is not gonna get there. Alright. Keep this when I be hopeful. Best thing I could find here would be a gemstone mine. We're definitely bottoming that though. Opponent moves to 5, and they keep 1 card on top. Is there at the moment any matchup where Hornet Queen is good? Yes. Black Green X. In fact, John wants the latest MCQ, I think, or I don't know. John won something important this past weekend, actually. That's not it. Have a bridge. Alright, we can beat this. As long as they don't go nuts here, we can beat this. But yeah, sorry, I have answered your question. We have all the black green X decks. I bring it in against blue white because now everybody wants to try to surgical use, so I try to like diversify my threats. It's still good against humans, merfolk, all of those like go wide strategies kind of stuff, and I think that's it. As long as they don't bring back the Vengevine this turn, they're gonna bring back the Vengevine this turn. I guess they're not. Right, we can lead on steerings. Huh, this is interesting. I guess I want to find the amulet. We're definitely playing Rest in Peace this turn, of course, right? But so we're gonna be taking 4 this turn. They're gonna claim me. If they either claim me or trophy me, I think I'm okay with that. This is also something I'm okay with. Now we take 2, that's fine. This turn we're going to Amulet into Druid, play my land, and we should have lethal next turn. Unless they answer my amulet. Even if they do answer my amulet, that means... I mean, they need to answer both my amulet. I guess they can just answer my Druid, never mind. They could just answer my Druid. Here, I'm gonna take 6. No blocks. No blocks. Haunted versus Spirits too. Yeah, I mean, same thing as humans. Those decks are playing Deputy. Like, the fact that Deputy was printed definitely makes Haunted Queen considerably worse than it used to be. But, like, it's still a fine card. Like, it's still a card that you're happy to draw and a card that you're happy to see in the matchup. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go for Prime Time. Like, if I try to go for Finale for 2, and my opponent kills the Druid in response, then I'm actually behind. So I think I'm gonna go for the safe play and just slam my opponent's face with a Primeval Titan. Uh, 3, 4, 6. Yes. Garrison Stronghold. This gets got a little bit by... Okay, so they don't have it. So we're gonna do... I can't do Crossroads, so it has to be Gemstone Sanctuary. I guess I could have Vesuva. Yeah, that was probably better. $16, yeah. Anything we want to change? I don't think so. I kind of want to have access to a second path to exile here. Maybe over the scout. No, I do want the scout. They have no ways of interacting with it. Also, my opponent being in the green version makes me not want to side any of these out, because like whatever hate piece we have, they're gonna be able to answer it. So I want all of them. Steerings can be reasonable. Seems like a little bit slow. Yeah. Let's go. It's a turn 3 Druid, and we can't do anything until we get there, so that's a mulligan. We have no green sources, we have explosives as interaction. We can probably cast a Rest in Peace if we want to. I think this is gonna be too slow though. Alright, this is a fine hand actually. And we keep that. This allows me to play Druid on 2. But I'm still missing the same thing, so I think I'm going to bottom. Turn 1 Neonate. That's a fine draw actually. So now we can Druid on turn 2. Overgrown Tomb. Guess this is gonna be like a draw step trophy or something. It's a Gravecrawler. And pass the turn. we find a way to win the game. We're gonna have a turn 3 kill and a move to 5. Yeah, so here I'm gonna take the game 4 actually. Like, we're not excited anything anyway, so I might as well gain some life. Yeah, you may have this. Do you think Amulet will profit more from... Oh, profit more from the London Mulligan than other decks? I think that the decks that are going to profit the most are going to be, of course, the Neoform deck, which will actually be probably a legit contender. This deck will probably be kind of the nuts. What do we do here? What do we do? This has actually a negative downside, and that is the fact that now I'm not going to be able to kill my Devoted Druid at instant speed. So that part sucks. It would have been really great to draw an answer there. Ooh, they're gonna kill it in response. Sick. I even get a basic forest, and I get to exile their bridges. Sweet. This is so good for us. This is so insanely good for us. So now we get to like go get another Druid. Yeah, I think for sure we go get another Druid. I guess we want to bounce this back. Yeah, this was so good for us. This was so good for us. Their opponent was afraid of the combo. That's a neonate, you got it. Sure. Suck neonate for no value. That's very good. That means that my opponent is pretty desperate over there. They also play their land for no reason. I don't think that's a very good play. When Amulet would have been a great draw there. Copy here. Going to transmute for Summoner's Pact. And I think that I'm going to just play out the Rex Sage as a chump blocker. I guess I can like trade with the zombie. No value, but that's fine. We still have prime time mana next turn, even through an Assassin's Trophy. So I think that we're going to probably be okay-ish here. Definitely blocking the zombie. Hardcast Vengevine. Sure. %, champion the zombie there. Yeah. Primeval Titan. My opponent doesn't have anything scary in the graveyard, so I don't think there's much value in bogging them. I think I'm more interested in Kalni Garrison, and then we can replay the Kalni. So now we have a bunch of blockers, we have a prime time that our opponent cannot really beat. And we have another one coming up next turn. And we still have an answer at instant speed to the bridges. The only thing that would kind of scare me a little bit would be the altar. But it looks like they have a Vengevine flooded kind of hand. Oh, they have Hogak. Alright, that one is kind of problematic. That one is a little bit problematic, maybe. Path? Amulet. I guess I can force the chump. Right? So I tap a land to Devoted Druid. No, Vesuvi's in play. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, Vesuva being in play is kind of brutal here. Can I Amulet plus Prime Time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do that post combat. Wow, this game turned on its head. Now this is hard. Okay, so my opponent has no cards in hand, no relevance card in the graveyard, so I basically just need to beat my opponent's board. So this can jump here, this can jump here, that is fine. I can swing on the prime time, kind of force a mistake from my opponent. This is not a zombie, no, it's an avatar. Spin the 2 was... Could this version play Teferi? No, it's... I mean, you can, but this is not a combo deck. Like, this is a... I mean, we have not comboed my opponent. We have not comboed my opponents for a long time at this point, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can play a second prime time if I don't play Amulet. Well, I guess that's something I can do. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play Sunhome. So this kind of represents a way to trade with the Hogak. So we're going to swing first. Yes. We're going to get Crossroads, Celestia Sanctuary. Now I'm going to bounce Colony Garden, sure. So we attack. We see what my opponent does. If my opponent does not block, then we can play a second prime time and we can do stuff and some things. Yeah, I don't think that that's a good idea. Planeswalkers in this deck are not insane, mostly because it's not easy to protect them. So I think my opponent is considering the no blocks, which would be just fine for us. Okay, they are blocking. Okay, so then I think it's a pretty straightforward trade with the Hogak. Trample through. And now we can't really lose. I could play this out, but I don't think it's necessary. Because I can just play it out next turn. And next turn I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cast prime time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can also play an amulet. And have 4 spare mana, 5 spare mana. Yeah, I think we're in a solid spot here. Here, if they attack, I'm just going to double chump. I think going down to 7 is safe enough. Yeah, Prodigy Child, that's what you should do. Thinking, oops, oh, we can just naturally draw it. That makes things considerably easier. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. We do Stronghold, Gemstone. Both of them in tap. Swing for lethal. Sweet. 4-1. 4-1. Currently, I'm 4-1 against Hogak in matchups. So I think I consider this version of Amulet to be probably the best position against Hogak, and I don't think it's particularly close. I think this is like far and away far superior than the other Amulet iterations. Mostly because Devoted Druid is just a good plan against them. It's just they really struggle to deal with the Devoted Druid. I mean, you saw how my opponent used like an Assassin's Trophy to kill a Druid that wasn't going to really do anything. It's just like then we managed to, like, you know, prime time their face because they had already wasted their trophy in a Devoted Druid. It's just like, what are they going to do? They're going to like bring fatal pushes against us. It's just really tough for them. It just attacks for a completely different angle. I would like the one of Canopy. Also, can you talk a little bit about the Orange Amulet? I went digging and found out before Justin Cohen's run at PD where there was some Snow who was pretty successful with the deck on MTGO. Do you think anything about the Origin? So, first of all, how am I liking the one Canopy? The one Canopy has been fine. It has been reasonable enough. I have still to be punished by the damage, and the card drawing has been relevant as in, you know, game winning already a couple of times. So I think that if I just like this card, I don't love running it because it means that I'm running one less forest. Like, I think 3 is the bare minimum that I would want to play in Amulet, but we need to have extra white sources for Rest in Peace. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like we need to run it more than we can run it. I mean, we can, but it's more of a necessity than anything else. And yes, as far as the origin of the deck, honestly, in Pro Tour Born of the Gods, it was Matthias Hunt, the one that was playing the deck, and it was playing a very, very old version. I think he was playing like 3 or 4 Simian Spirit Guides. They were playing a bunch of, I think they were playing like the 3 or 4 Asusas, and it was very much more of a combo deck than it is right now. But it was like the like Radiant Fountain hadn't been printed, so it was running through Glimmer Post, which is this card that gains life for each other locus. So you would, like, with your primetime trigger against burn, you would get both posts and gain 4 immediately. So that was kind of cute. But it also took out like two land slots instead of just the one that, I guess in this case, Capital Crossroad is taken. It was a very, very early draft, and it was very powerful, but it was kind of like missing something. But yeah, Justin Cohen was Fate Reforged. But yeah, honestly, I don't know about anything before that. I know that there's like some people that I think it was more of a hive mind, pun intended. It was like like an internet hive mind kind of thing that put it together. I think that as soon as Amulet was printed, that people were thinking, oh, think of the interaction with with Bounce Lands, and then they added the Summer Bloom. But honestly, in the beginning, the deck was not that good. To be honest with you, it was built like it was just not tuned, and I think that it was Justin Cohen and Sam Black. They were the ones that figure out how to make the deck broken. Like the sideboard plan of, like, you know, when you're playing against black green or decks like that, or blue white, and you just sideboard out your amulets and you bring in like Hornet Queen, Wormcoil Engine, all cards that are really, really hard for them to deal with. That I think was the game breaker, because before that the deck really, really struggled against discard spells. And after that, it just didn't really anymore. In fact, you were very happy to face black green. Like black green went from an almost unwinnable matchup to a very very good one. Um, but yeah, honestly, unfortunately, I don't really know that much of the story. I wish there was more information, because I did like in the primer that I was writing, I was trying to go like all the way back as early as possible, and to try to see how these decks did. But literally the first result that I could find was the Pro Tour Born of the Gods one. Of course, there's been a lot of information since, because, well, with they becoming broken, and them banning it and everything. It definitely, it definitely, if you have a broken deck, it definitely gets some spotlight. But yeah, before that, there's no, I couldn't find anything. From info from Lord Commander Snow playing it, and it was called Turbulence with Glimmer Post. Cool. Yeah, you can probably contact either like on Twitter, just like Justin Cohen or some Black, and maybe they can give you more information. I don't honestly don't know. Like, maybe we should, like, Matthias Hand is probably like the one that knows where it came from. I think it would be interesting to know. But yeah, so today we did like 2-3 into 4-1. So it's not the worst. I still, what would that be? I was 9-1 before, and now we are 16-4. That's still a pretty reasonable win percentage for with the list, considering that it's kind of green, to call it somehow, in terms of it's not very finely tuned. I do think that this is not bad. This is not bad. The only thing is that, and I firmly believe this, is like your blue-white matchup becomes considerably worse than it is with both the Hive Mind and the Karn versions of the deck. So if you're expecting a lot of blue-white, this is not what you should be playing. Now, if you're expecting a lot of Hogak, like you should, then this is probably like the version to be playing. Like, I've been pretty impressed at how the Hogak matchup plays out. And unless you mull into oblivion, like we just beat my Hogak opponent kept 7 and I kept 5, and we beat them. So it's just hard for them to interact on this angle, and their ways of interacting on this angle help our other angles. So it's kind of cool that they can't really like tackle everything at the same time, because like the cards that are needed to interact with this are very different than the ones needed to interact with this. Unlike blue white, which blue white will still be playing like the full place or Path to Exile against you, so they answer this and they answer this, and they don't really care what it is that we're doing. And like Finale is very very bad against counter magic. Same thing with like being only playing 2 basic forests is just terrible against blue white, because their path and Field of Ruins become like very good very very quickly. So yeah, so there's a bunch of things that don't work against blue white that do work against Hogak. What is the best amulet in your opinion? Sniperic, yeah, somebody asked that already, and it just depends. They have, I think this list is actually quite good. I am sold on this list. I think this list is actually good. This is my list that I would be playing if I were to play against, if I wanted to play Karn, which Karn makes your amulet matchup much better. Your blue-white matchup much better. It makes your affinity matchup and scales matchup a little bit better as well, because you're not so soft to Walking Ballista. It's just, the different versions of the deck have like different pros and cons. That is basically what it comes down to. But both this with Karn, this with Druid, and if I were to play High Mind, I honestly have no idea what I would play. I should probably figure that out, because I have not been testing High Mind in quite a bit at this point, so I don't know what I would play, honestly. I think I would probably do something similar to this, in terms of running white and having access to Rest in Peace. and a couple of turbo scripts for sure. So I think I would go for something like that. I'm honestly not sure though. If I had to be honest with you, I am not sure. But all of them are very strong versions. And you should kind of like choose. It's nice to choose, you know, the one that you think will be the best positioned for the expected meta that you think you're going to face. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you haven't hit that follow button yet, make sure you do so. You can get notified whenever I go live. If you want to help support the stream, you can subscribe. You get access to these sweet emotes as well as the amulet emote, which for whatever reason I don't have access to, which is weird. But if you are a subscriber, you will get access to it, so don't worry about that. If you want to check out all of my previous streams, you can do so in my YouTube channel. I always upload them, you know, the day after or so. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I always post whenever I'm going live. You were typing it wrong, I think. No, because I'm using like this thing. See? It should show up here, but it's not. I have no idea why. But yeah, it should be this. Yeah. This is what it should do. It should be, but it's not. I don't know. Twitch is just being weird for a while now. Twitch is like, for example, I tried to like update the newer lists, and I'm having trouble with this. Like it just disappears from the text. I don't know. It's just like Twitch is just dumb. Then where was I? Oh yeah, the Discord. This is important because if you are a subscriber, if you are a sub and you link your Discord, Solidarity Dreams, thank you for the follow. If you link your Discord to your Twitch, you will get access to my cyber guide in the sub channels. So you definitely want to make sure that you join the Primetime Discord, the Primetime Stronghold Discord, and you can also join the Amulet Discord with the second link. And finally, I am making a run at trying to see if I can get enough donations to cover my expenses in order to go to GP Vegas. I would really love to do that, but I need to crowdfund it, I guess, to an extent, to put it somehow. So yeah, if you want to help me go to GP Vegas, or with any donation of $12 or more, I will play whichever list you want on stream. So some people were saying if they wanted to like play the Druid plus Karn plus Amulet build, which I'm not going to do willingly. But if you want to force me to play it, you can donate, and I will basically play whatever you want as long as I can get a hold of the cards, which should be pretty easy to do. Let's see who we can host or raid or whatever. Let's see who's streaming. Well, yeah, Modern. Caleb's playing Modern, so let's go host Caleb. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a shorter stream, but I should still be streaming probably some Legacy actually. We'll see how things go, but yeah, hopefully you will be able to check it out. There you go, Willem. All right, see you all tomorrow, and have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.